Hi everyone. Today we're going to be installing a brand new product from IGL Coatings. It's called Elixir. It's a single layer, 3-year, high slick ceramic coating that we are extremely excited to put to the test. You might see this hood here behind me. This is an old Silverado hood that we used for training purposes. But today I'm going to be polishing this up, getting it as close to perfect as I possibly can. And then we're going to be installing 3 different coatings from IGL. We already offer 2 of these coatings in-house. We offer their Easy coating. It's their single layer 1-year ceramic coating. And we also offer Kenzo, which is IGL Coatings' flagship 5-year ceramic coating. But we also wanted to put this new product to the test that we think is going to be the perfect middle ground between these 2 packages that we hope to offer to our clients. So we're going to put all 3 side to side, head to head, put them through some torture tests, do our own R&D, make sure that this new product lives up to the hype. This video is a little different than the videos I'm used to making. Usually, we'll record a video, edit it that same day or the next day, and it'll be posted within just a couple of days. However, this is going to be a long-term video over the course of our testing period. So today, installation day, is Saturday, December 30th of 2023. But by the time you're seeing this video, we've already gone through all of our testing and we have determined whether or not we're going to be offering this new product to our clientele as our mid-tier coating. So without further ado, let's get this hood all polished up and ready to accept a ceramic coating. It's in pretty rough shape. Heavy swirls, deep scratches, marring throughout, and then you can see where we did some wet sanding training. There is a section right here where we did burn through the clear coat as part of our wet sanding training that we did. So it's definitely not a perfect hood, but it's gonna make for the perfect test panel for these coatings. All right, so the hood is ready to receive its ceramic coating application. So we labeled each section of the hood. Over here on the left, we're gonna have the control panel. So there's not gonna be any coating right here whatsoever. Then right here, we have IGL Easy. Here, this is the one that we really wanna put to the test. This is IGL Elixir. And then over here, we have their flagship ceramic coating, which is IGL Kenzo. Okay, so we're gonna start the coatings with IGL Easy. This is their 1-year, 1-layer ceramic coating. We're gonna apply this on our Auto Fiber Saver applicator, install it in 1x1 sections, and then it's a buff off immediately solution. So we're gonna do 1x1 roughly sections, buff it off, move on to the next. I'll do this in 3 sections of application. All right, now that that has been installed and buffed off, let's move on to the main event, Elixir. This is gonna be my first time installing this product. So Elixir, very similar to Easy, you're gonna install it in smaller 1x1 sections, but instead of buffing off immediately, you're gonna allow it to flash for 3 to 5 minutes before buffing it off. And by the way, we are using brand new applicators between each coating. Okay, so Elixir has been applied. Now we just have to wait that 3 to 5 minute flash time, and then I'll come back and buff it off. It has been 4.5 minutes as of right now. I wanted to wait more toward the 5 minute of that 3 to 5 minute mark because we are in a pretty low humidity shop. We have a industrial grade dehumidifier in the shop. So I'm gonna buff this off, see how it goes. First impressions, this is removing incredibly easy. Just that single pass that I did across here, I'm not really seeing any streaking or high spots, at least over here. A little bit more over here because the microfiber did get a little bit saturated with this section, but it is removing incredibly easy. A little bit of stickiness. It's grabbing the towel a little bit. You kind of want to have a little bit of resistance when buffing it off. I am seeing 0 high spots left behind. So it did remove it incredibly easily. I'm gonna come back in just a little bit with diffused lighting, again, just to make sure that there's no high spots. But I think that'll do it for the install of Elixir. And now we move on to Kenzo, IGL's flagship 5-year coating. This is a 2-layer ceramic coating. So we're gonna start with base. We're gonna apply it on half of this and then do the other half. Wait 2 to 5 minutes, buff it off, and then there's a 2-hour flash period between base coat and top coat. It's been 2 hours and 3 minutes since we installed Kenzo base. Now that it's gone through its flash period, we can install Kenzo top. This is going to be the same application as Kenzo base. However, instead of 2 to 5 minute curing period, flash period, it's going to be 30 seconds to 2 minutes, so a little bit quicker flash time. Now that all the ceramic coatings have been installed on this hood, we're gonna allow it to cure before doing any testing. It has been exactly 2 weeks since we installed Easy, Elixir, and Kenzo to this hood. I haven't moved here into the wash bay. We're gonna do some hydrophobic tests just to see how each coating behaves differently when water is applied to the surface. As you can see here, the hood has just been sitting around in our shop collecting dust and accumulation. We haven't touched the hood since we coated it, so it's nice and dusty and dirty. I'm gonna start by just doing a full rinse to check out the hydrophobic properties. Then I'm gonna use a pH neutral foaming soap to wash it, check out the hydrophobics again, and then I'm gonna split it off into sections here, and I'm gonna do some acid washes just to see how each of these coatings react to an acid bath to see if it affects the hydrophobic properties or the protection capabilities. Okay, so initial observations, Kenzo is definitely beating up the highest and craziest. It's got the highest contact angle and it's not webbing or sheeting whatsoever. It beads up like crazy. So if you're going for the best beads, Kenzo is gonna be your best bet. Now Easy and Elixir, they're both very, very similar. You see a little bit of webbing once the water hits it, but it does kind of group together and sheet off in a very nice fashion. So you still get your beads more when you're kind of far away from the panel while you're rinsing. You know, you'll get those small beads and it's definitely hydrophobic. But during a wash process, you'll probably see a little bit more sheeting versus with Kenzo. You don't really see any sheeting whatsoever. It's just beads no matter what. And the control, as we could expect, 0 sheeting, 0 beading whatsoever. That water is stuck to the surface. So if you take anything away from this, whether you love these coatings or not, it's better to have a coating than not have a coating. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dry this off completely. And then after it's been dry, I'm gonna mask off. I'm basically gonna cut off half of the hood for an acid test. I don't necessarily wanna do an acid test on the whole thing because there are some other tests that we wanna do and we don't wanna have the acid cause any problems with those other tests. Okay, so after I made that last clip, I decided I'm actually gonna split this into thirds. I wanted to do one section where we test out some all-purpose cleaners and degreasers as well as acid, but I still wanted to do one with just like an acidic strip wash. So for this section here that's exposed right now, we're gonna be using a combination of 2 different chemicals that are pretty aggressive. They're made to be aggressive. They're both from Adams Polishes, just stuff we have lying around. We have Adams All-Purpose Cleaner and Adams Citrus Degreaser, which is a foaming. It's got their foaming sprayer on it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spray both of these on there, let them dwell for a second, grab a wash mitt, work it in, rinse it, Then we're gonna move on to the next section. We're gonna expose 1/3 of this hood and do an acidic strip wash on both of those sections. Then we'll see how the coatings are behaving. All right, now we got 2/3 of the hood exposed. I'm gonna use an acidic strip wash here that's rated at about a 3 on the pH scale. Same thing as I did with the degreaser and the all-purpose cleaner. Gonna let it dwell for a second. I'm gonna use a mitt to work it in, rinse it off, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so it seems as though the strip wash didn't really affect the coating's behavior whatsoever, but in this section here with the degreaser and the all-purpose cleaner, it does seem that all 3 coatings were affected by that. I'm guessing it was the citrus degreaser from Adams that kind of created some issues with the coatings up here, but they are all pretty consistently lacking in their hydrophobic properties. You can kind of see where the masking line was. But between the strip wash section and the normal wash section, you can't really see a clear difference. So I'm gonna just rinse this one more time with this closer up look so you can get a good view. I'm gonna get real up close and personal, and then I'm gonna back off to check out the beading, and we'll see what those results look like. To me, it does seem like Easy and Kenzo are sheeting up a little bit better than Elixir in that first section there. Still not as good as the sections we didn't put those products on, but it does seem that that product and that product is doing slightly better than Elixir. We are back for the final part of this video. It has been 8 weeks since the videos that you just saw were made. We let this hood sit in our shop, get super dirty, super dusty. I had it sitting outside for a couple of days, getting snowed on and just seeing some of that UV rays. But I'll be honest, we kind of put this on the back burner because after we made those last videos that you saw, we decided to offer a huge sale to some of our clients on this new product, basically as guinea pigs, because we wanted to test it also in a real world fashion. So far, all of those vehicles that we coated, they came back for maintenance washes and they're all acting amazingly. As shown in the last clips that you saw, similar to Easy with the sheeting, not quite as much beading as you get with Kenzo, but it sheets up pretty good, and it's definitely super slick, super hydrophobic, and when you go to dry it with the leaf blower, the water slips right off the surface, no problem. You might notice that the audio is a little different. I'm a little bit unprepared today. I forgot to bring my little lav mics with me, but we're gonna make do with what we got, do one final video on this test, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, got her all washed up and you saw the results there. I did try to film me drying the vehicle too, but I'll show you what happened there. Yeah, that was no fun. We do believe Elixir is going to be an awesome addition to our service offerings here at Green Tree Auto Styling. So we will be introducing Elixir as our new mid-tier 3-year coating. We're gonna be calling it our Base Plus package. So now we have our base coating, our Pro level, but also our Base Plus. So you got Base, Base Plus, and Pro. Thank you for watching this long video. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a wonderful day. Keep those rides nice and clean.